audience here that at the end of our hearings today, we are going to have a reconciliation event in the hall here. Two witnesses wanted them to reconcile and want to do it on our premises here at the TRRC, under our auspices as well. This was an initiative that Mr. Sanneh requested to reconcile with Edward Singate, who wanted the same reconciliation as well between the two of them. It is not a TRRC initiative. It is an initiative of the two witnesses. And reconciliation, as you know, is a key component of our mandate. And we are going to provide our auspices and our premises as well for them to do the reconciliation here. It is something that we only acting the TRRC as facilitators. And as I said, with this element, a key component in our mandate, as I said before, we are providing our premises and the time for that. So at the end of the hearing summit today, the Committee on Reconciliation will be part of, they actually would be hosting the event. So we will do that once we finish our hearings at the end of this afternoon. With that announcement, Council, are we ready to continue our hearing? If we are, you may proceed, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome back, Mr. Sanneh. Please turn on the microphone.
Council ko bismillah Mr. Sanneh, sila microphone omara.
Yeah, mama.
I would like to remind you that you're still under oath.
Akabe hakilo bulan la hanimbi be kaliyo konolde ya kaliyo menke biribada amutala.
And therefore you have an obligation to continue telling the truth.
Bitwanimbi nyumunyantolete ya continue purka tonyafo.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Ko ya fahamule?
Ngamwele.
I hear you.
Prior to the break, you told us that in 2006, you returned to the State House as Yaya Jammeh's orderly. During that time, can you tell us if you became closer to Yaya Jammeh, serving as his orderly?
For isafono nyu watu ila kulu katata Yaya Jammeh le watu men ibeke kan ala orderly oti.
Ha, katata bala katung orderly mimbe nunje.
Yes, I became close to him because the orderly that was there.
Minna kita bala numbake walen tombombojanti.
The one that was close to him a lot was Tombombojang.
Anata wo bondiye.
He removed that one.
So ntetata je ntening Seku Jallo.
So I went there and Seku Jallo.
Seku Jammeh?
Seku Jallo.
Jallo.
Seku Jallo.
Thank you. Can you tell us what you meant by you got closer to him? What types of things would you do for the president?
Ako ila kumo ko to munyinde ko ikatatala e kamun ku fason lekke ala koto to mo
Kodlang umu ala fengola kamindung.
That was the clothes that you wore.
Like now, bottle laundry, samba laundry.
Like when they are taken to the laundry. When they are brought back, we are the ones that normally would pack them.
We will
pack them, take them to the drawer, and arrange them properly. His shoes as well. And also, every shirt or clothing that he had to put on a daily basis. We are the ones who normally select that for him. As he comes in, he will just inspect it and then put it on.
How, on a daily basis, how much time would you spend with Yaya Jammeh when you started doing that for him?
Luolunding, Bralio doko damuta Yaya Jammeh. Eka wati jeleke kasatara ibabala.
Katara bala fonang ngatuina ngadulale sotomia lonko bungolong odli bungolong.
There was a room which was the room for the oddlies.
So ngatuole to telefono bije.
That was where we reside. It had a telephone.
So atekatu somda kasi ala saloto.
Sometimes he sits inside his sitting room.
So mukasinyo kan tenting, you know, we
don't sit like in the same place and you know, looking at each other. We don't do that. But we sit in that room of ours, and then there was a door and a corridor between us and him.
So nintol taran solata ala bunko non kataje pour doko e non kanala rek nga konko ni nga konko nga danku.
So if we needed to go to his room to do carry out any one of our responsibilities, we will knock onto the door, and as he responds and opens the door, we will go in and do our work.
And kataje fona bota je atata office auto like working hours like somandal.
So like we are always there until, except if he leaves and goes to his office, let's say during working hours in the morning.
What but apart from that,
that is the only time that we are always not together. But apart from that, once he returns back from the office, we are always in the room, close to him.
So you essentially lived with him at the residence?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Can you give us examples of how Yaya Jammeh would treat you and Sekou Jallow when you were both orderlies at that time?
Santiago fasongo dinna Yaya Jammeh ka alla kulu ke nyaadi wato men albije orderly yala itaning Sekou Jallow.
Akan treat nyames nta foro lungo wati doka soto akan treat le ay betia demanding bala betia bukame.
The treatment, I can say, there were times when he treated us well, but that does not usually last for a long time.
What do you mean by that?
Because here you are working for somebody, and then you have him constantly abusing your mother.
Correctly.
And also you are there, but you are unable to have a proper sleep. If you are seated and you are dozing off, and if unfortunately he finds you in that state, sometimes he comes along with a whip. And when he comes there and finds us there, he used to beat us with a whip. Sometimes also he comes with a mosquito spray. And if he finds you asleep, he will spray that on your faces. Sometimes you cough, you choke and you cough to the extent that some people used to even cough blood. It happened to me, it happened to Bajere, it happened to Sekou Jallow.
You said that he would beat you with a whip simply for simply because he found you sleeping.
Yeah. Jinko sometimes ni sita hani comme ni be bataring be dulato e buka sino no maybe trikilin tilifule man sino
When you are dozing off, sometimes you are in a place for 1 day, 2 days, you did not sleep.
Ngaje ko eno amanki tanati ni sita rekino hani inyabiti maybe hani mantra sino la ni inyabiti so nata na ngaetra wala de ka afali be sino la itamanya na kasino.
So I did not see that as a problem. Sometimes you may not be sleeping, but you could just be relaxing and you close your eyes for a moment. If he finds you in that moment, he will accuse you of sleeping and such, that that kind of punishment will be meted out to you.
Do you recall how many times that happened to you?
Akoyete fongo kumwe hoy hakilo si abulale si nyajello woketete la
wo nto follow wo aketa jama bale woti.
I cannot say, but it happened several times.
So that is something that he would do often.
umukuleti aka adalta ka men ka molla
adalta wala ka okay.
Yes, he's used to that a lot. God is my witness.
As a result of those whippings, did you sustain any injuries?
akaw karawaso men kala fo karawaso anane balo busile ka fara wala ka barama
anene ngotemo jang mako fela jatni camera fa sa jube.
Once I had an injury on my head, the mark is here, the camera can even focus on it.
Ala swodo kami mutamuroni.
The sword that he holds in his hand.
He once found me there, but I was not asleep, but I had closed my eyes. The sword was inside his cupboard. So he took that and hit me on my head, and he wounded me, and blood started oozing out. And then he turned just like that and went back to his room. That happened.
You also mentioned that he would sometimes spray mosquito spray in your eyes because you were sleeping.
Susula spray aniwele kana susula pompo aya pompi nyada kan me yalonko asimari deundia fofana akakele
ha.
Yes,
okay,
he used to do that.
And you said that happened to you as well as some of the other orderlies.
Yeah.
yenyum foka ketetela ani orderly dolu.
And you said it was so serious that some people would be coughing blood.
Because tumodo la ka sangara la hanfo imari ka toto foi ka yelo bondi.
Ha.
That used to happen, yes.
How often did you go through abuses such as this?
Wo mantora fasongulu wo jawya fasongulu it watini wati wo kake alla nyaadi le watini wati lo mbamfo adalta wolale.
Oh, adalta wolale nsafula abuka kilungolu mbare adalta wolale wo kai wo buka bayi
That was not happening every day, but he was used to that. It was always happening.
Apart from the two examples that you've given us, very serious examples, were there any other ways in which Yaya Jammeh would essentially lash out at you and the other orderlies?
Nyin santion fulo ko la yemenu fotem fosila dolu bijele akali tilimbaliano nyamin wala ka kudimindi kala.
Nta miro to wala jana grawta katu min jana aka min sonata obe kono mujiola de jusumi adu ngasa samba nga bon kan baru jio wote fenkele la
In my thinking, those were the most serious. As for cold water, sometimes he will sprinkle it on you, but that was nothing compared to the other two.
You mentioned that he would abuse your mother. What are some of the instances that would lead to that kind of behavior?
But nga fotenti like atemu multi mialonko.
Let me put it this way. He was someone that even if I held this hand, which you yourself can tell that it's a white paper. You saw it, and I saw it too, that it is white paper.
Black paper.
And he tells you that, in fact, it is a black paper.
So saying, fire for herb is black.
So you must accept and say, yes, it is black.
Niko ha ilafta ka ina nyo sabari ka fule ika challenge le.
And if you wanted to disagree, he will say that you wanted to challenge him.
So wale ka atine no wale ka atine no anim because if I fem for the kit ilafta ka fa ko no nyinnong tonyati reka kamera ko ka challenge le asdang.
I think that's the reason. Because if he said anything and he wanted to tell him no, is instead this way, he will see that as a challenge to him, and that usually leads him to abuse your mother.
So until communicate can deal rek na fem for diam tarek Monday.
So what we normally did was just to keep quiet. Whatever he said, we keep quiet.
Apart from the verbal abuses, such as insulting your mother,
hana manke nendiroti kuma kan nendirolu men keta ba nendirolti.
Are there any other types of statements that he would make as a result of something you did that he didn't like?
Fo aka kuma kan dolu fo le menus ke kuma kurungulti ka foko yekule ke ate mallafi men.
Te kai nsafuno reno alafta fem for reka ba fulele.
Well, for him, I can say that whatever he wants to say to you, he always says it to you. Even if you did anything, even if you didn't do anything, whatever he wanted to say to you, he would say it.
What are some of the things that he would say to you?
Fo kuma dolu bijele meni alonka sike kuma kurumuti wala sike kumuti ate kamem fasongo fali meni alonka manke kuma nyimate.
Karante
he scared me, you know. He once said to me that I would die like a dog. That my corpse was going to be picked on the road, just as the dead body of a dog would be picked on the road. He used to scare me and say those kind of things to me.
How did it make you feel when he said those things to you?
Ite kauta nyadile ka feel nyadile na yo kuma kam fasongo lufoye.
My mind used to be disturbed when he said these things to me. But I used to say that, well, let me just leave everything in the hands of God. When the time comes for me to leave this place, I will leave it. I just leave everything in the hands of God.
When he issued threats such as these, did you feel that he was capable of carrying it out?
Yes. I took those things seriously because he had the power.
Why do you say that?
Because he was the president. That was why I never took his threats as just empty threats.
What about when you went on tours? Are there any examples of how he treated you during that time?
Yes, it used to happen also. Yes, because I used to get into his vehicle. Those biscuits that you used to throw out. When he stands in the vehicle, I am the one who used to supply him the vehicle, the biscuits which he then would throw out. Maybe later, maybe I told when I'm giving him biscuits, and sometimes if I am slow in doing that, if you would check in the clips, you would see that sometimes he throws the biscuits very fast.
So ning ngadile an soto rek no abelorinda ma ben dam fulana na inchik nang.
So that if I delayed a little bit in supplying him the biscuits, he would kick me as he stands there on top of the vehicle. He would kick me down where I was seated, supplying him the biscuits. That used to happen.
As a result of the way he treated you and others,
akakolu menu ke itela anen ikafunyo lolu akaw kufa songolu menu sambali kan.
did the other orderlies stay on the job or did they eventually leave?
Orderly dolu e continue do ko lale bang fodum e fanalu nata ida ha do ko nyinale.
Benyame watu ino mobuka hanye ino ibe orderly la yafoko ibe do ko bulala onyama.
At that time, nobody was brave enough as an orderly to say that they were going to leave the job.
Barnga ku killing kalamda ke aning ntenga orderly min taraje.
But there was one thing I noticed. There was one orderly that I found there.
Wobota je nyame ako wayala kodole sunya.
The way he left the place, he accused him of stealing his money.
After
After he dismissed him.
So one other tara physical well and tombonti, one other tara ground.
So that man, Tombong, ended at the ground.
So after Tombong,
I think Tombong later on had an accident.
Amara singole katita so anata kan treat na kafanya ko yeto monjele ni ka foko tombo yala kodole sunya wala tinna we azdang soto.
So Tombong had that accident and broke his leg. So then he began to threaten me, telling me that, you see, Tombong, he had that accident because he stole my money. That happened.
As far as you know, was that allegation true or false?
Silang itela londo do wo tumiro mu to nyalti bang famanke kuma soto
because
that was not true because
orderly jemina na ngaya na parete bal na ko mi lafte ke bala ka kamole lay kan yafu yala ko le sunya way nyineke
any orderly that he fell out with, that he wanted to sack, he must accuse you of doing one thing or the other. Either you stole his money or accuse you of something else.
As an orderly, did you have access to handling his money?
You don't
have access to that because all his bags, he will lock them up and keep the keys himself.
This Tombong that you mentioned, is it the same as Tombong Bojang or is it a different?
Tombong Bojang, yeah.
Tombong Bojang.
For how long did you serve as an orderly at State House?
You what is like orderly at State House?
Kabo bintaraje 2006, antaraje for 2014.
Since I got there in 2006, I was there up till 2014.
So essentially, you were one of Yaya Jammeh's orderlies for about 10 years.
Amunda eketa Yaya Jammeh orderly hanu for sanji tang nyong.
2 years at Kanilai.
Yes, sanji fulake Kanilai.
And then about 8 years at State House in Banjul.
Another sanji saike State House to Banjul.
Is that correct?
For aketa nyam.
Hold on.
Yes.
During that time, can you tell us about the relationship that the president had with some of the women that would come to the State House?
Yaya Jammeh musolu menu ya lonko kana State House je ataniwulu temolu yemune korosi je.
As we discussed previously,
I
will give you a sheet of paper with a list of names. And you can refer to the actual name. Let me clarify. You can refer to the number. next to the name, but do not refer to the name of the individual. I will also hand the same sheets of paper to the commissioners, and so they can follow your testimony in relation to the circumstances that you will explain and what you observed. So I'll provide you with the list, and then I will ask you some more specific questions. When you were interviewed, Mr. Sanneh, one of the questions that you were asked was about what you may know in relation to sexual violence offenses. Or any odd behavior that you noticed at State House. Including anything involving underage women, and I'm referring to under 18 years. Our investigations are ongoing, but any information that you have would help us assess the situation much better. One of the things that you mentioned in your statement is that the former president was very much attracted to the opposite sex. And then you talked about some of the women who would come to the State House at very odd hours of the night. Can you tell us a little bit about what you observed? And again, reminding you not to mention any names. And to use the sheet of paper in front of you to help us follow your testimony. Thank you.
To make things clear, based on what you said, it's not the State House. It's Canela, but it's the same.
It's coming like protocol.
Some used to come just like protocols.
Maybe I invite, maybe I invite.
Those that he would normally invite for grills. Some also come to brew green tea.
Yeah,
that used to happen.
So let's maybe talk about the attire first. What was significant about women coming to brew attire for the former president?
They will brew it and take it to him.
Normally,
if things were in order, we would be escorting, taking it and giving it to the stewards. But if they brew it, he used to give order that let the women themselves take the attire to him.
Sometimes kedol fananka hata himle sojaro mi ko kellong.
Sometimes also other people like soldiers who were men, they also brew the green tea.
Bani wole him inkasti wodole kanana rek where samba ndolnga escort.
But when those people brew the attire, the stewards will come, collect the attire, and then we the orderlies, we would escort them to take it to him.
Baraning sunkuto ten like sojaro wole tabi.
But if it is ladies like this, like female soldiers, if they are the ones that brew it, they would take it themselves to him.
Escort.
And he will tell us not to escort them.
Sometimes maybe 5 minutes.
Sometimes they are there maybe for 5 minutes and then they will come out.
What do you for what it tansaba wala tanani mafong imeje for yedana.
Sometimes they'll be inside there with him up to 10 o'clock or sometimes up to 4 a.m.
No, Montero la talang, no, Watu la talang 30 minutes kata 40 minutes.
30 minutes to okay. Okay, minute tansaba kata minute tan nani nyong.
Sometimes they are there for between 30 minutes and 40 minutes.
So the reason why you felt that this was odd is because if it is the stewards taking it upstairs, one of the orderlies would go with them. However, if it was specific women taking the attire, his order would be that no one should escort those women. Who would decide which woman would take the attire up to Yaya Jammeh?
He used to say, call so-and-so individual. Let her come and brew the green tea.
And how would you call these individuals? You mentioned that some of them were soldiers based at State House. Or is it Kanilai?
For Kanilai long.
Can you clarify which of the two residences we're talking about?
Kanilai long for Banjul State House.
Banjul normally plain clothes.
We are usually in Banjul as plain clothes.
But
when he goes to Kanilai, everyone goes.
So was this happening at both State House in Banjul as well as Kanilai?
Banjul State House and in Kanilai.
No. State House, abuka.
No, it was not frequent at the State House. It was only at Kanilai.
Sorry, it was not frequent at Kanilai, at State House, or it didn't happen at State House, only Kanilai?
Ako sila abukake bakele Banjul State House ba abukataria kela je akake mensiata akake Kanilai le fodum akake nyadile.
It used to happen in Kanilai, not Banjul, according to what I am aware of.
And when these instances of brewing attire and taking it to the president, when those instances occurred, what was going through your minds at the time? Because I'm trying to understand what is significant about this in this particular case.
Ako alafta lonale wotembo ite katara mune mira kankatu ate fanan lafta lonale wotembo mune ka sababu mune ke daliloti mune ke daliloti men ka kende akake onya.
Oh, okay, teo follow because normally na kita suto haning hata katabi sutole.
Well, I cannot say exactly what that is because normally these attire brewing sessions used to happen in the night.
Sometimes
2, 3, 4.
some daga within 10 o'clock, 11, 12, some daga happen.
Sometimes 10 o'clock, 11, 12. It happens during all of these times.
But coming kata, ta follow min keta katu nene buka umtol abedame.
But I cannot say what happened because where he was. Was different from where we were, and except he gives instructions for any one of us to go there, we normally would not go.
Were there any occasions where you went upstairs at all?
Fo wato do lukasutule wato me alon ko ite fansi sele kata santo je mume ke bang
During such instances, of course.
Ninyi nyon ko lube caring.
That never happened.
Were there any rumors going amongst you, the soldiers, at that time as to what you believed was happening?
Fo ngulungulu kumolu betama kanjele atel damangulu tema alikono meno bije kata fo sojarolu ka fo nyin ku kari façon lebe kekan
o mo buka hani ko sifa di amatu minan tol bije bare maybe hani te funga yalo maybe sondo mo kono rekiti dele bare wato mo le buka hani kaddi ko sifa fo.
No one was brave enough to discuss that. Even if you had such thoughts in your mind, you just kept them to yourself. Nobody dared talk about these things.
At that time, you told us that even when Yahya Jammeh would lift up a white paper and say it was black, you would all say it was black.
Ako watu wotembo iko hani Yahya Jammeh hanae kaiti koyo wulindi akoye nyimfintale dia fu adiate Maria mandi faya fa tonya nyimfintale hanna tara kaiti koyolem.
Based on the environment at the time, if a person were to say no, is that something that could have been done by, for instance, other soldiers?
I was not aware, but I do not think that given the situation that we were in, that anybody will dare do such a thing.
To say no to Yahya Jammeh's request. Can you describe the situation that you were in? You told us about you as orderlies, but generally what was the situation for the other soldiers?
Aya fo nje Benjamin bare atel odleol be men kono bar bitun sojar dolu menu bije wul letara nyaaje be nyaadile
lafta purunga jam fa prayer clear ntol odlil be damen tol katubungole kono.
I want to make this thing clear. For us, the orderlies where we were was in a building,
the other soldiers were katubantale,
but the other soldiers were always outside. Those that were on guard duties, they will be in the guard room, and the others will be in other places. And if someone does not have any cause to come inside, normally no one would come in. Except he gives instructions to say that call so and so person, then one could enter.
I would like you to look at the list of names that you provided. Can you point to the numbers on this list? To give us an indication of the women that would brew attire or take attire up to the president.
Itandinna musujuma nyolle ka ataya tabo kije men ya lon ko kat ataya samba ate president way
number 6 say on say
number 6
number 8 number 8
number 8 sorry.
Do you have a pen with you?
Ako peno be bulle ba.
Can you just circle number 8?
So number 8 murum kalala.
Kononto.
9. 10. 12. 13. 14. 17. 18. 19. Yes, these were the ones that would take attire. These are the ones I'm aware of.
You already told us that on some occasions that sometimes a person would go up for about 5 minutes and return. On other occasions, person could go for a longer period, 30, 45 minutes. And you told us that this would sometimes happen very late at night, around 10, 11 onwards, and sometimes very early hours of the morning. You told us that some of the thoughts that went through your mind are ones that you did not dare share with any of the other soldiers. As the Commission is investigating this matter, we want to know what it is you were thinking at the time, based on the circumstances that you observed.
Because my observation, that would be difficult because
I mean, London, Ninke hata him Stiwodoka Samba, Mayasam.
What I know is, why would it be the case that when a man brews the green tea, the stewards will take it to him? But if a woman brewed, she would be one taking it to him.
So what was going through your mind?
I
was not thinking of anything, but I just took it that if a man and woman are inside a room together,
and
they spend a long time there, if that one comes and says anything anywhere,
then
then people will take it that perhaps what the person says is the truth.
And that is very important, Mr. Sanneh,
Akoto kumayata baake Mr. Sanneh.
because we may hear evidence from some other individuals
Kato asekeno nga sedeyaro mwe modolula.
who might make certain allegations.
Menu si tumirolu dolu ke.
So it is important for us to know what other people such as yourself observed.
Ngoto akumayata le purunga long modolula jero mumuneti ko molu menbe ko ite.
Including your views as to whether in some situations people could say no or accept what was happening.
Alim fanan ka foko kolu katanya men dolu si song bar dolu si balam fanan kolu la ak men katama.
At any point in time,
Fu wati o wati sotondale wuchewlu kono wato lu kono.
have any of the individuals who've gone up to the president unescorted
Wo molu men ya lon ko e kata president ya mu buka mennu dandang.
confided in you about what happened there?
Pomo si soto wulu kono men sa fo ko kunyi ninyi ne kata je.
That never happened. Because when they went and came back, they will just return back and sit down and continue brewing their green tea. But if I told someone had spoken to me, then today I would have revealed it here. Because I never got close enough to the room to know exactly what was happening there.
Because neneta fola fananga jele fanangino abe fenka wala abe kukika mola.
And I cannot also say that I have once seen him doing anything to anybody.
And wolfana ni fundira na inata nang.
And those people also, when they come out,
ibuka femfo or maybe nge fenje nyata kodo or maybe ye diam or ye femfo mi alonko inoko a nyineketa.
They never say anything. I never also saw it maybe in the way they look or their mannerisms, or for them to confide to anybody as to what might have transpired while they were there.
And of course, as you know, it's difficult sometimes to tell just from looking at someone whether something's happened to them or not.
And tomorrow akakole ale puruka mojube tendorong yenyi mirako nyinkukar ni nyinkukar le tamata.
You also told us that there were some of the protocol officers who would come to the residence at very late in the night at odd hours. You told us that sometimes Yaya Jammeh would ask you or one of the orderlies to call somebody. In order for the person to go to the residence. Can you tell us about that?
That used to happen. You could give instructions to say, call so-and-so person, connect the person, let me talk to the person.
Then
so after they have spoken, after some time, that one will call back to say, I am on my way coming, but I am coming along with so-and-so person. That used to happen.
Can you tell us around what time of the night this would happen?
Sometimes 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. Because while I was there, we did not have anything we call night. Every time we were there.
You said that sometimes you would call a particular individual in order to bring the person that Yaya Jammeh wanted to see, correct? Can you look at your list and tell us who are some of the individuals that you would call in order to bring people to the residence late at night?
Sai wo kaito balajube fo molu fanalo bijele men yalon ko tumodo la ka komandiro ke pour ibita melnu kamala nan ke natia e state house o sutola ke natia la bungo o sutola.
Killing.
1.
Fula.
2. My mind can recall these two for now.
You will also notice that the same names are repeated in the second section as 30 and 31.
Ibajela ko woto kilungulu sain kankata wallale tansaba anin tansaba nin kilinjangoto.
So it's the same individuals that we're talking about. Their names are just listed twice for your information.
Amunta ateo mu kilungulu lonkato ito safeta si nyafula.
Ha nyumufulo ha.
Yes, these two individuals, yes.
And tansaba nin fula.
32.
Wo ani wo kadiamle.
He used to talk with that one.
After he spoke to the person listed as number 32, what would happen subsequently?
Mem tansaba nin fulanjanti nani odiamuta munakana ke wokola.
So wakanana ne nakanana njile.
That one used to come there.
That
one used to leave from the combo end here. At that time, we were in Kanilai. And number 28. They used to come along.
So number 32 would bring number 28 to Kanilai, is that correct?
Ako abele ko tansaba nin fulanja on le kamwani seyinja onati Kanilai bang.
Yes.
And around what time of the night would that be?
Wakake suto wati jumale.
Wati doika futa nan talang killing.
Sometimes they will arrive at 1 a.m.
Wati doika kake talang fulati.
Sometimes 2 a.m.
And would the person listed as number 2 stay, or would he leave?
Ako membu number fulanjango nyinti. Akatujele bang fudunga tekatale.
Akasijele domani akasaf maybe drinks fenkola soft drinks la.
Number 2 will sit down there for something, maybe serve soft drinks. Then after that, number 2 will come out.
Number 2 or number 32?
Ako fulanjang bang tansaba nim fulanjang.
Tansaba nim fulanjang ni wo sita ni tansaba nim fulanjang wo kanana nereka sije do mandireka nasi ntolbe dame.
Number 32 comes there, sit down for a while, and then come and join us where we were.
Number flow.
Number 2.
Maybe I soft drink
So number 2 will go there, serve them some soft drinks, sit there for a short while, and then also leave.
Apart from the person listed as number 28, did number 32 bring any other individuals from other countries at night?
Tansaba nim fulanjango fa modolu nati le kabubanta bankulu kambang suto asemenu nati je.
It happened, but I did not see the name of that individual on this list.
Is that individual from this country or from a different country?
Ako womari munyim banku dinguleti bang faka bonam bantala banko leka.
Bantala bankolo.
Comes out of the Gambia.
Can you write the name of that individual on the same page, but with an asterisk next to that name?
Ako is foisi omari to safe no le nyin kaito bala bitun ya to safe da men ato dala ye kalata ye fenkije na taman sero kije asterisk ko tubabul kafu nyamen.
I have written it down.
You mentioned that number 1 and number 2 who are also listed as number 30 and 31 are the people that Yaya Jammeh would specifically request to bring the women to the residence. What was the role of these individuals? Or put differently, what kind of position did they hold at the time, generally speaking?
They were protocol officers.
During that time, where did they live?
They were
residents here in the Combo.
Did they stay in State House or somewhere else?
State House le falla wala be State House e bantale be dinkira dolto.
Banta.
They were outside. But they spend a lot of time there also.
You mentioned that sometimes they would bring some women very late at night. Are there any names on this list that you recall?
Akoye ko tumodolu ka musulu natije suto bala. Fo tolu be o kayto bala le bay hakilo sibula menna.
Yes.
No. Saba.
3.
Nani.
4.
Lulu.
5.
Woro.
6.
Muwani Woro.
28. 26.
Aning Muwani Konondo.
And 29.
Have you ever interacted with person number 7 on your list?
Ako fo ni mo me yalon ko wolem woro wulan janguti kaito bala foyna mari ne la kudun tanyo kunule bang
No, I do not know this one.
For person number 6, do you recall how many times she came to the State House?
Ako woro njango nying foy hakilo sa mutale wen sinya jelle ke kana je aliaje
Or the residents?
Kanilai ala bunguto je
ay watu ngalu ne ko nta kuntil no bara asiatale
I know that
ana watu minabi kanana ne watu nin tata watu minabi janga kanana mbake
I cannot count the number, but I know that there were many.
I'm referring to instances where she would come with either person number 1 or number 2.
akabe memawole mfo wo mari animodo sina membe me yalon kolem number 1 ti foloti wala fulanjang
anin kilingo kanale
She used to come with number 1.
wati do fana ni fulanjang kana
At other times also, she would come with number 2.
So just so you're careful with that paper, maybe rest it on the table.
akoisi hakilo to kaito to de membe laring isi abelaring tablo kanje
So your recollection is that she came more than once.
ila miraro munyenze ko anata jele men siata sinya kilinguti
You told us that sometimes when they would come, you would be the one to relay the message.
ako yenyum fuko tumolo lu nibina itele fananka ikibaro futandi
Were you at all present in the room at any point while these individuals were there?
nibina la wala nibetarla je alibele katara bungo kono je bang
ambele katara nimbe na nkasida me nina tanangi ka ifananka si woleto
Where we used to sit, when they arrive, they also sit there.
den nga telephone ta wala nte wala modo
Then we will pick up the telephone, either myself or another person.
nga fa ko number kilingwani nata na naning anim luntango
Then we'll pick up the telephone and inform him that number 1 has arrived with a visitor.
wala number fulanjango nata nane
Or number 2 has arrived
anim modol
and other people.
So my question is, were you ever in the room
ala nyinin karo munyenze fo inene tarta bungo kono jele bang
when, for instance, person number 1 or number 2 would bring any of the women to the residence?
watu men ate number 1 wala mfolo nyindi wala fulanjango isi musolu nati bungo kono je
nene baka tara konoto de barin katara nkasida misaro to nene man dum konoto be katara dami
I never got inside where they were, but we were always we were inside at the parlor.
During those instances, did you at any point see any inappropriate behavior taking place during those visits?
itela taro wuce kono je fo ye ku korosile wala ku je me ya lonka manke ku sobeti me ya lonko asakeje
nene mawo fenk because mbuka futa je bi dami kasi ntol kasi na saloto kasi je ban nene mbuka futa la konoto je
I never saw that because I never got into the room. We always sit at our parlor.
In your statement, you state that you would often see these people massaging the former president's feet. Is that correct?
Yeah, afo wato lobije ekajele nyimolu be president singolu nyabula.
Yes, that's true. It happened.
And do you recall on how many occasions you saw that?
Hakilo sibula yo je si nyajelle.
wake lungu do bi jenin tata wati dol to o wati dol nimbe kanilai bar won tol ka jio samana nen tol ka jio samana nga jio samana rek no ngalandi teng like pano kono.
That used to happen when we are on tour or in Kanilai, but on those occasions we are the ones who normally would bring in the water. Once we bring in the water, we'll settle down
then ngabula jerek then number killing wala number flow.
Then we leave the water there. Then number 1 or number 2.
Warning molie aning maybe sometimes it all yeah, thank you.
And them and these other ones I told you about, sometimes they were always together.
Sorry, can you clarify that? You said either number 1 or number 2? With some of the individuals that you've already marked on the paper, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Apart from that, did you observe anything else on those occasions?
No, I did not observe anything.
Can you sign and date the sheet of paper in front of you? As we discussed earlier, you can only tell us what you observed from the outside. And hopefully that will allow the Commission to understand what other people will testify about.
Can
I ask the usher to retrieve the paper? Mr. Chairman, I will seek to admit this as exhibit number 0092, which would be relevant as well for subsequent testimonies.
Request granted. Did you say 0092? Well, we had 93 yesterday. Did we? Oh, my memory.
I was just given 92.
91. And that's all right. Are you retrieving ours as well?
Sorry?
Are you retrieving?
Yes, if you can just put it down on the table, I'll ask the usher to retrieve it now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
0992 is granted. Thank you.
Mr. Sanneh?
Yes.
Mr. Sanneh,
You told us that you remained as Yaya Jammeh's orderly until 2014.
For 2014.
Apart from the abuses that you've testified about, did anything happen to you while you were serving as an orderly?
Yes, it happened.
Please tell us about it.
2012 kono.
In 2012,
April karo kono.
I remember it was in the month of April.
Mbe State House mbe Santoje.
I was at State House upstairs.
General Martin nata switchboard or call.
General Martin came and put a call through the switchboard.
Watonte be dokola ning cleaners will be dokola bunkono ya jamela bungotosi.
By then I was doing cleaning with the cleaners inside Yaya Jammeh's house.
Talantaning ngaje ko talantaning maybe 10 or 11 mafongolo.
This could be around 10 or 11
ni manyina ino.
if I can remember.
One oddly telephone receiver ko
One oddly received the telephone and told me that he came running to me and told me, go and answer to Martin. He said you should go and see him immediately.
So So nata na wala nyama.
That's how I came down.
Mfura step out direct Martin, I called ke koteke.
When I arrived at the stairs, Martin made another call.
So milbe santo koteke ya wol ko Martin ko abina kanna be sele kannanne.
So those who received the call upstairs told Martin that, well, the person you called is coming downstairs.
So Martin ntebe janimbe bunda la pour ka jina duma santo flow ka jina.
Before I can open the door from upstairs to come outside and meet Martin,
No bunda rek.
the moment I opened the door,
Rek I am lipanan tongoro.
then he hit me on the back of my head.
I am school I na do niko school I am sabanang.
He scolded me and pulled me out.
Stepol to enyurnang stepol to mbeji kana stepol le fana bije bantaji.
There are steps which I was descending and he pushed me on those steps.
So na jita na wale nyama fo dumaje.
So that's how we came down together up to the downstairs.
Office auto ya mela oveniga ji stepol reje ika santo jibe bare nabi office ni rido sabatare ifa ika jala bilori ni rido saba.
When we are coming downstairs, because Yaya's office is upstairs, but if the curtains are open, if you look through the window, you can see him standing there and watching.
Nga jabe loring.
I saw him standing there.
Martin ben ayin sabanan da America ayin school ayin sabanan benakang.
Martin scolded me and pulled me out, so we were coming.
Captain Nuhabaji.
Captain Nuhabaji.
And wo be inata bunda to main gate.
They came to the main gate.
And ma marito basanga remember one military police J Fajara barracks. There was military police J State House.
There was one of the military police officers at State House there.
Sergeant Job.
I think his name is Sergeant Job.
So Nuhabaji handcuff bondina rek handcuff.
So Nuhabaji took out a handcuff and they handcuffed me.
Yambula pickup okono.
They put me inside the pickup. They in fact pushed me inside the pickup.
Tema jendunta je rekino nsitaji.
I went inside and sat in the middle.
So Martin sita teng.
Martin sat on the other side.
Military police member State House Sergeant Job Obe sitting on my right.
The military police officer at State House Sergeant Job sat on my right hand side.
Then Drefo dal nyinata malon Drefo minti rek ye moto mala rek.
I cannot remember the driver's name, but he ignited the vehicle.
Yen someone straight ndara NIA.
So they took me straight to the NIA. When I arrived at the NIA, I was still handcuffed. Martin pulled me out of the vehicle and they just took me to a cell. It's the cell when after entering the NIA headquarters, it is on the left-hand side. When going there is a corridor there.
Then fenko nying bunda ne bundalong.
It's an iron door painted black.
Then I nailed sort of nefla I cross nefla sort of a cross ring.
And there are two irons crossed on the door.
Padlock sort of padlock yele.
And there are padlocks too, but I saw them open the padlocks.
Then yenyori ye bunda ile damerek.
So when they opened the door, they pushed me. They pushed me inside and I went in. They locked me up there. That place was very dark.
Palantero tijebare hole bije ika undingo lika light demanding maybe nani ni manyina nani barika.
There are no.
Maybe
There are no windows there, but there are small holes through which, if you peep, you can see light the reflection of light from some areas. There are many things written on the wall. People wrote certain things on the wall.
Duma concrete floor long.
And on the ground there is a concrete floor. You can see urine anywhere in the room there, in the cell there.
Like Ninkabo,
like the big size of bottles like this, but they cut it in half. You can see that these things are filled with urine. But also on the floor is all wet with urine. When I went in there, I found a curtain there, but I think somebody placed that curtain there, but even that curtain was wet.
Yeah, the name
they put me in there and left me there like that.
Around one for pass around 2
I was there till around 2 p.m. They came and opened the door. They took me into another room.
The former DG deputy
the former Director General Luis Gomez.
And then one Mr. Jobate Marlong, actually the name, but I know the son name is Jobate NIA.
There was one NIA officer, I cannot remember the name, but his surname is his surname is Jobate.
Can you describe Jobate?
Ako foi si Jobate kalango fono bang mo mnyadilem.
Kefingolong.
He's dark in complexion.
Kefingolong.
He's dark in complexion. Well, not very well built.
So
they came and asked me what has happened.
Is Jobate tall or short?
He is a tall person.
Please continue.
So
they came and asked me what has happened. I replied and told them that I don't even know what has happened. They said, you don't know what has happened? I said, yes, I don't know what has happened. Then that's the time they told me that the president said, you are the person who removes the firing pins from his guns. I said, that's not true. They told me that the president also said that you stole his money. I said, that's not also true.
So, batandi, because by looking
they didn't worry me. They were just looking at me after I replied to their questions. Well, that's all what happened there.
So, but Martin General Martin.
But Martin was around the area.
Can you tell us General Martin's first name?
General Martin,
Alaji Martin.
Alaji Martin.
And at that time, what position did he hold, or which part of the army was he in?
Otembo mum palas le babulu rank wala be sojaru la bunda jumalela.
Abe telem fiankotinum PPO.
He was the PPO.
What does PPO stand for?
PPO koto mumuneti.
Personal Protection Officer.
Personal Protection Officer. That's what PPO stands for.
Does that mean he worked at the State Guard?
Wala mnyinte ko abedo ko la State Guards le kono.
Wala ka like nim president beta kanda tele ka si nyato ting tele ka tia bala tele ka la bunda fana yele.
Yes, like he's the person who sits near the president. Wherever the president stops, he's the guy who opens the door for the president.
And so what happened after you saw him at the NIA?
Sai mune nata kebiria jawo dinkirato NIAJ.
Kabring ngaji jelate nata nang ya nyunata yemurundi back selo kono.
So I saw him around, but these people came back and took me back into the cell.
So before suto.
I was there till at night.
Nyunata nang suto ngakalamta bekela around 3 o'clock mafong.
Then they came back, I think it was around 3 o'clock in the night, 3 a.m.
General Baji nata nanje.
General Baji came there.
Anin Nuha Baji.
With Nuha Baji.
Anim mo fulabare wol ma wol long.
Plus 2 other people, but I don't know those 2 people.
Which General Baji are you referring to?
Sol Baji.
Okay, he said he's referring to General Sol Baji.
So they came to the NIA around 2 or 3 in the morning?
So I called Nata NIA talang fula kata talang sabakang suba.
Nata nande bundani yeleta.
When they came, the door was opened.
So watu ni uniform mintata je.
At that time, the uniform I went with.
Informo nyimu like ngafole Pakistan kamole woti.
This is the type of uniform, we call it the Pakistan camouflage, but it was a thick one.
So dinara barjani be mondila je ngole dun so yen handcuff.
That was what I was wearing, but before they took me out, I was handcuffed again.
Yen samba je NIA kono bundole biye.
They took me to another room inside the NIA premises there. You have some steps at the door of that room. I climbed up. When I arrived there, my trouser. They said, let me take off my trousers, and I took off my trousers. They took off my handcuffs and took off my shirt too, and I was naked.
After handcuff
then they returned the handcuffs on my hands again.
When they took off your trousers as well as your shirt, were you still wearing clothes at that point? Such as undergarments?
Well, I had on short underwear, but those things were taken off too. I became naked.
Can you tell us what happened?
They returned the handcuffs on my hands. But they didn't put on the light inside that room. General Baji, I knew him personally. When he speaks, I can straight off understand that that's General Baji. And Nuha Baji also, I know him. But I don't know the other 2 people present.
So General Baji be anin telefono ni akili abediamo anin ya Jammeh.
General Baji was talking to Yaya Jammeh on the phone. Because I recognized the voice.
So ako General Baji kan correction engine ka ako akonye ko monati ne ka nyina kido la firing piron bondi.
General Baj asked me again, asking me why do I have to remove the firing pin from the guns.
Nkai ko nene monsoro ntemake.
I said to him that that has never happened, or it's not me, I've never done it.
Akonye ko aku matna fane ka nyina kodota.
And he also asked me, why do you take his money? I said, it has never happened. I heard Yaya Jammeh talking to General Baji saying that he was speaking to them he was speaking to General Baji in Jola. What he said in Jola, I he was, what he said in Jola was that make things hot on him. So that's the time they started beating me up. They had rubber whips which they were using on me. There are marks on my back which they inflicted on me on that day.
The other people the
two people I didn't recognize were speaking in Jola.
You told us about Alaji Martin earlier. Was he present in the room while you were being tortured?
Alaji Martin yala kumufunu komando abe bungo kono le watu me ibe tajire ya kangotu modum. No, he was not there that night.
And from what you've said, it is Yaya Jammeh who ordered that Solbaji and others torture you.
Yeah.
Akoya fo nyamenteng amunta Yaya Jammeh nyin kangodi Solbaji ni wo mol la pour ye tajire ya.
And after he said make it hot for him, they started torturing you.
And umbira ko en alikulu kandi ndia kangotu molo ye tajire ya damuta ke ilipa.
How long did that go on for?
Oduye wati jelleta ilawo ke kai tajire ya wonya wati jelleta.
Mbijere almost ngalne 45 kata 1 hour mafongola.
It took about 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Apart from what they were using to hit you, did they do anything else to you?
Hana manke wo fole ulu menu be bulu be lipa kanala foi kudo kela le bang.
Because
they were just hitting me because I was lying down on the floor. My legs were not tied or cuffed. But my hands were still handcuffed and I was lying sideways. And they were kicking me too. That has even caused me a problem. Up to this day, I have a problem with my back.
After they tortured you for about 45 minutes or to an hour, what happened after that?
Then
they left me there like that. I was there, but Nuhabaji was also there.
General Baji funtita amantraja funtita domandinga atebe banta.
General Baji went out and he was outside the cell, the room.
For ameta, then inata nang.
Until after some time they came back.
Inata yemurundi back to katamburundi cell okon.
They took me back into the cell.
Yen sambaje na fiangol ye fenkere ke na fiangol.
They took me back, my things, my belongings. They threw them to me inside the cell. Then they took off my handcuff, but they returned me into the cell. When I went in there that day, I didn't eat anything.
The third day, I remember it was
the third day that I had to drink water.
2 guards solo milbe NIA wol balfata nyebake.
There were 2 guards at the NIA who took pity on me.
Oh, because ngani silatale because ka ya jele komi yemma ko le rekino yem to len so jiola wulu ngabe wulu itol be suto je do kola je suto.
I think they were on night duty. They are the people who gave me some water.
That tilisaba njangola ni wan ngari memba bonyi ngato ne sawane.
That was the 3rd day. I can remember the other one's surname. It was Sawane.
Boy jangolong time.
A tall person.
Ani mimbe do kola je one boy ka fa into male ka fa Yusupha Kujabi.
There was another man. The second person was my namesake called Yusupha Kujabi. They are the people who offered me some water. That was the 3rd day. They were on duty that day. Just after the evening prayers.
How long did you spend at the NIA? For how long were you detained?
I remember on the 12th of April long.
I can remember it was on the 12th of April.
On the 29th.
If I can remember, I was there until the 29th of May. That was the day I was released.
Because on the 30th,
if I can remember,
among clear about in na cloning na dimino backbone neti. But among clear print le but among clear tenal be date jelale.
Yeah, this is the scanning I took about my backbone, but it's not clear. But had it been clear, you would have seen the date written on it.
Chubanol olungo biriyem bula chubanol milbe state house je wolen samba.
The day I was released, it was the Cubans who were at State House who took me along.
Yen samba laptanoto because
they took me to the hospital because
of because
I was suffering much from my back.
Was that the first time that you received any kind of medical assistance after you were tortured?
That was the first time I received treatment after I was released.
Because around 8 o'clock.
They came for me there around 8 o'clock at night.
8 to 9 8
to 9. They came for me at the NIA.
Then the following day, some from the State House.
I was taken to State House. So the following day,
that's
the time when I went with this Cuban doctor to the RVH.
So during your detention at the NIA, you did not receive any medical assistance, correct?
I had no treatment or any medical attention.
You told us that the cell you were placed in is on the left-hand side after you enter the NIA premises.
Yes, yes.
From which entrance are you talking about? Is it the one on Marina Parade or different?
Marina Parade.
That's the main gate from the Marina Parade side. The moment you enter, it's on the left-hand side of the compound.
So while you were detained at the NIA for over 2 weeks, were any members of your family arrested?
Yes, my father and my mother. They were arrested from C4 and brought along. And were brought to the NIA. They spent 2 weeks at the NIA.
On the 12th April kata for 29.
Well, I
29 or 30 years.
I spent from the 12th of April to the 29th of May, I was with the NIA.
So
So they brought in my father and my mother and detained them also, and they were detained there also.
But watu minanti bijente long konfamani bama natananjere.
But I didn't know, whilst I was there, I was not aware that my mom and dad were brought there.
Ko ifana be detained in jail at that time.
To say that they were detained there at that time, I was not aware of that.
For kabiringi yembula
till after I was released,
then fama narata na bring a call ke na brodana explain ko pabimbe janga bara man kendia.
That was the time after I was released. I made a call, but my brother told me that our dad is here, but he's not well.
So na diam ta telefonola.
Then we spoke through the telephone.
Akonye ho inatale mutaje.
My dad told me that they came and were arrested there too.
Akoye silandi kidota ya tilindi ila enaye ka foi ko ha idingwe mune dila.
And when they were taken to the NIA, they were threatened with guns. Guns were pointed at them and were asked, "What did your son give you?"
And mbama fanang.
The same thing applies to my mother.
Mbama anya abukeje.
My mom is blind; she doesn't see.
So yatefana mutanane.
And she was also arrested.
Ya batandije.
And she was given tough time there.
Mfamanata ya bring mfamanata ubulare kino mfamanata sasa I stroke soto.
When they released my father, he became sick and he suffered from a stroke.
Hanisa wo jararo mbola tentingino hanisa man kendi abake.
Up to this day, we are still treating him, but he is not still quite well.
How old were your parents when they were arrested? If you can give us an estimate of how old they were at the time.
Nisa yirikano droila miro to etesa mira ifa sanji jelle soto tumo wa aniba.
Bribe fama mutala ambaje ko abe tala 80 soto lale.
Well, when my father was being arrested, I think he was around 80 years.
Mama be maybe 65 nyol mafam.
My mother will be around 65 years at the time.
You said that while your parents were detained at the NIA, they were given a tough time. You told us that guns were pointed at them and they were asked questions. Do you know if anything else was done to your parents while they were there?
Ni molo ya nyine fonyere ke koye batandile katule nje kidota tindi kanje ibe silandila
No, I don't know anything else, but what they explained to me was that they were given tough time, they were threatened with guns, they were being questioned, and this was what they explained to me.
After you were released, did you return to your duties as an orderly?
When I
was released, they returned me back to State House again.
General
Baji came to collect me.
Drive for me Lieutenant Soul.
The driver he came with is called Lieutenant Soul. They came and took me.
State House.
They took me straight to State House.
First floor to Dumaje.
I climbed up, but I stopped at the first floor. I was there. Yajame himself came down.
This is nothing.
He came and looked at me and spoke to me in English and said, "This is nothing."
I hold on, I hold on.
That's what he told me. That's the only thing he told me.
How did you feel after everything you had gone through?
Saying,
Having to go back and work for Yaya Jammeh as an orderly at State House, as well as what he said to you. How did it make you feel?
It's just like somebody who doesn't have any other chance. Because I was scared at that time, and that my fear was still increased. I said to myself, let me remain here and pray to Allah. Because I remembered one thing in mind. He says that wherever you go in the world, he used to say that. He used to say that, saying that he is capable of reaching anybody wherever you go in the world.
So,
I was scared because of that. But I knew that where I was is not a good place.
You told us earlier that you remained an orderly to Yaya Jammeh until 2014. So you continued to serve for another 2 years. Can you tell us the circumstances that led to your departure from that position?
I was there after that detention. I was there working still, but he reduced his interaction with me. I think it went until 6 months. 6 months. He started again.
You know,
he started getting very aggressive with me.
You know, so
I was still taking it easy. I was still bearing.
You know,
but I knew in my heart that
you know,
how he was doing things, I personally knew that.
You know,
I have to find a way and leave that place.
2014 kono.
Because in 2014,
I think April kono.
I think in the month of April,
I demoted.
He demoted me
from second lieutenant.
From second lieutenant.
Kata W01.
To the position of W01.
So after September fanankono.
After September,
I demoted koteke but
I was demoted again.
I kopuloti.
And made me a couple.
But
I realized that he was getting more and more aggressive. The threats that he used to tell me,
my dad na frebe kelale ba ko wulo na frebe ba na frete mbonna silo kan ne ko wulo moto komi moto na wulo taki.
He told me that my dead body will be picked on the street like if a vehicle crosses a dog.
So latin na fanam fanata ngak jube fanan kul kata nyame.
So I also looked at the way things were going,
Ala masakunda beta makan nyame.
and his government itself, how it was going.
Nko maybe nying kata nyame atela banna.
Then I said, this thing will not last again.
So what lena danga chance to ntamata kata America.
That's the time I had the chance of going to America.
Watu fana ube odli alaje.
Still I was an oddly there.
So ning barwatu fana ning one oddly long Aliu Sanyang.
But still I was with another oddly called Aliu Sanyang.
Aning I wole fenkem bala until ba nindikang. I wole katan dimbala ninguka.
He attached that oddly to me so that I can train that one.
So ni wona tamanyola ka watu minantata America.
So we went together on the trip to America.
Futata je rek.
When we reached America,
Ngala bagasol be ci ka ngala nday.
I put down all his things together and left them for him.
Njita nan duma rek non tata na silol.
I came downstairs, that's the way I left him there.
Tata futata ngakaf nyuma dol soto je.
There was a friend of mine who was living there. I went to that friend.
No keli rek no sita je.
I called him and I went to him and sat at his place.
Na ko labanta wala nyam.
That's how I ended up with him.
Mr. Sanneh, thank you very much for answering my questions.
Mr. Sanneh,
I believe this would be a good place to stop and allow the commissioners to ask additional questions if they have any. And then you can make your final statement. Mr. Chairman, I hand over to you.
Consul ko ay kumo sawunde ay kulu di siranti ba famala walam chairmanoti.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you very much, Mr. Sanneh, for your testimony.
Chairman ko inumbara bake council inumbara bake Mr. Sanneh ila sede yaro kang.
I'm sorry again for the suffering that you endured.
Ako isi haketu ye batamen taki wakamala abe hakedanila.
Before I turn to the commissioners, if they have any questions, I just have one small one.
Ako janabe kamudi la commissioner la puriye nyininka te fanna ya fansu nyininka rindingo soto.
During President Jammeh's time,
Ako President Jammeh la wato.
It would seem that there were 3 items that were symbols of his presidency.
Kusababije amunta atela president ya tamansi romu walleti.
The stick that he carried, the prayer beads, and the Quran. What contacts have you had with him on these 3 items? Did the orderlies clean them? Did the orderlies organize them? Did he read the Quran in the middle of the night and stopped at one surah and dropped a piece of paper and needed to continue? Did you have anything to do with any of these 3 items?
Nyin fen sabolu menu aye foteng alla odli ya kono wala aitening odli kotengulu fali kusotole alikammen ke wulu labang wala nyinti ke fita ke seneyandi wala alke topoto wala alsike ku multimensi kutamandi wala karola fodum aka alqur'ano karanne wato dol fo aka ke nyaado nyama na ka ke nyawnyandi nyama alimune soto wokoto.
Thank you.
Akoy numbara.
Baraka nga ngumwele.
Thank you, I've had that.
Ala sword kami mutamuronying.
The sword that he holds in his hand.
Wo mboka ntolubuka funding alaftaka funti.
That one, if he wants to go out,
jama ka mutala ateleka mutaka samba.
In many cases, he takes it by himself and goes along with it.
Or
if he goes to the vehicle and he remembers the sword, if he has forgotten it, he will tell me or the orderly to go and pick up the sword for him. But we have nothing to do with that sword. The Quran also, That one also, whenever he's going out, he likes to hold it in his hand. Because we all know that the Quran is for protection. I think that's why he holds the Quran. But to say that he reads it, no. I have realized that, I've seen that in him. He doesn't read the Quran. The third thing, the prayer beads. He likes to hold that in his hand every time. But if he is going to anywhere and he forgets the prayer beads back, he will call me and say, go and bring this thing for me. Then we'll bring it and give it to him. If there's anything to do with these three things, this is the only thing we have.
Yeah. You cannot confirm whether or not the Quran was a real one. There are some people I know around the world who work with them or who go around with gospels pretending that they are real gospels when it's really an empty box with the cover of the gospel that they are pretending for it to be. Did he carry a real Quran?
Ako, o Quran no, fo Quran sobe olem. Katu molo sotonta dunia kono. Menu ka buko mutai ka dadale ko nyimu dina buko leti. Yo bari bitun satara yara fenken sengolom fenfente konoto ika mute bulo kono wonya inaka yai. Bari fo ite nyi silo sotole ka korosi ko nyimu al Quran tonya leti bang.
O watu nta fulano.
I cannot say that at that time. Because I myself, I was not well versed in the religion. But when I went to America, that's the time when I came to know a lot of things about the religion. That will, I would have known, because if you open the Quran, ala koma tengi ka jele ko ino ko naketa correct Quran wolo ngi bajala ko di different signs signatures mimbi jebile ka wol belonne. Because if you open the cover, you will see the different writings, the scholars and the producers or those who wrote that particular Quran. Bare watu mbijentol buka watu muka hanyele fonkomin ka yele tentin ka long. When we were there, we didn't have the daring mind to open the Quran and look. At that time, I cannot say whether it was a Quran or a book or whatever it was. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Commissioners. If you have any questions.
Chairman Commissioner
Deputy Commissioner, you have the floor.
Deputy Commissioner, Deputy Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sanneh.
Mr. Sanneh.
I have 4 questions. The first one
following
is related to the incident with the persons who were described as mercenaries. Are you able to give us an estimate of the distance? Or of the time it took to travel from the place where the incident took place to Alakunda Junction or to the back gate of Jammeh's fence?
I know that the road
Bambarang abe jemela kang ala kankangola dendengola bala silo bo ma fangol.
The road that goes to Bambarang is just by the side of Jammeh's Gardens or Jammeh's Gardens fence. The road is just by that fence.
Kata Bambarang kang
towards Bambarang.
Okay. And Mumfuta Bambarang fana na satela.
And also we didn't reach the village of Bambarang.
Arngalu na man jamfa jema fon fana man jamfa ba because birum botana je kananang jandimbe fenso sotola amang wo jamfa bake.
But I also know that Bambarang wasn't far away from where we stopped, because on our way back, it was a short distance before we reached the fence.
Thank you. The second one relates to when you were told that the country was under threat from an attack by Casamance rebels or from Senegalese soldiers. When you went on patrol, did you encounter any of these, the Casamance rebels or the Senegalese soldiers?
Tata patrol la wala mal tata kandarola wo Casamance rebelul wala Senegal sojarul alnate jele bang. That has never happened.
Patrol Kenya bantene nene mang beng nene ma wo sin soto.
We've done our patrols on occasions, but we've never seen anything like that.
3 instead of 4. How could you perform as a soldier? If you were living in fear, or if you did not sleep at night?
It will be a very difficult thing. Before a soldier will become an effective soldier, you'll have to sleep and have enough sleep. But you are sitting down and you cannot sleep. And you don't know what will happen to you today or tomorrow. You are always living in fear like that. You are sitting thinking of what will happen to me today or something. Anything can happen to me today or tomorrow. Living like that is very, very hard. It's tough.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chairman,
Commissioner Samba, you have the floor, please.
Commissioner Samba le lafte nyininkala.
Mr. Kamara.
Ako Mr. Kamara. Mr. Sanneh.
Mr. Sanneh ken. Lafte nyininkala kuma kileni la nko fo watu mina yaya jameka nyembeke musunkutu ndewol ka ataya Samba ya santo ka jindi duma. Fala muso wole.
Well, the question is that when these girls were brewing attire for Yaya Jammeh, taking it up to him, where was his wife? When that happens, that happens when the wife is not in the country. That happens during when the wife has traveled to other countries. Because the wife travels a lot. That it happens during those trips. That's it.
Okay. Question momenti.
The second question is,
well,
she asked whether you were also part of the killers.
Company killing.
I once was with them in one company. And I worked with them for a short time. But I was helped by God. I left their group. If I said that I have never worked with them, I will be telling lies.
Ni mrata kono lentata wo patrol for independent newspaper janita.
I went with them on patrol when the independent newspaper was burnt. What helped me was I didn't even alight from the vehicle. I was sitting on board the vehicle. And also when I came with Solo to Banjul, Solo decided to take us on that trip. We left the way.
ninko ni nene mang hani doku kembe fani alela.
If I said I have never worked with them, I'll be telling lies.
Bare nene mang loje ye mo fadame.
But I have never been present or to see where they have killed a person. Yes, that's what I can say. That was plain to me.
Sabanjao.
Third,
Sana.
Sanneh.
And you said Sana mentata.
And the people you went with Sanneh.
Atele isanso batele buloko no apareta news dulani janila bang isanso bontaka mbamfo.
Was he the guy having the petrol can and wanted to burn the place, which caused him to burn himself? Was it that way? When they were going, he was the guy having the petrol gallon.
Maybe I
don't know how it happened because I was not present there, but he went along with the gallon. But he was the guy who held the gallon.
Okay, thank you very much. So, aketa kulukan sumunalid.
Abaraka, what happened turned back on him. It was a boomerang. That's it. That's how it happened.
Thank you very much indeed. Mr. Sanneh, if you have any concluding remarks to make, you may proceed to do so now.
Mr. Sanneh, niya kumasoto ibe memfula purka kumakang lubanga la saying isitenten yofo.
Nte kaimbe Gambia molbe Danila.
Well, I am appealing to the whole Gambia.
Puriye sabaro lafa.
Let them bear
puriye yamfa molla.
And forgive people. As for us,
we were
young and we got up and said, let's go and find work so that we can help our parents.
And
army was not the first choice for some of us. Some people tried to do other things. When they were unsuccessful, they decided to fall back and become soldiers. And after we joined the army, what our intention was to safeguard our country and to protect our countrymen.
Falling anata kenyame ndol fongol ni sita fongino mbuka wo fongo satano.
But things changed in a way which in fact was strange to ourselves, because when we think back of what happened, we cannot explain it. We just regret and pray to Allah if we have wronged anybody. We are appealing for those people to forgive us. Because if you have something in mind, thinking of something, and you die with that in your mind, and the people didn't forgive you,
you
will die. But it's only Allah who will know what will happen to you. But you personally, you will not be happy. So I am pleased appealing to all Gambians to forgive those who lost their loved ones. Some people missed their sons. Those people are still living in pain. It caused suffering for them. So, still what I have to say is I'm appealing to all Gambians to bear and forgive us. And I wanted to add something else.
Wato minantol be ami kudol bije mawol dolon mbuko wol dol karanno.
When we were soldiers, when we were in the army, there were certain things that we cannot read and we didn't know.
Like human rights violations, the legal duties and non-legal duties. Maybe mbafla na wole nyama.
Human rights violations, abuses, and legal things and illegal things were things. Well, mumu letino aliye lonna bamfali melo. Those were things that we knew nothing about.
Even internet or State House.
Even the internet, when I was at the State House,
any moment Facebook sort of or online you can news read or we
were not allowed to go through the internet or Facebook or anything. You were not even allowed to read newspapers to know what's happening in the world. Because had we had access to those things, we would have been able to read and know what is going on in the world.
Bare watu minantulbe State House mo buka femma mialon ko online news media or anything we ko wala jube o wala Yusupha kerek ika problem o sotole.
But by the time when we were at the State House to go online and things like the internet and so on, the moment you start going through those things, you will have a serious problem if it is known. That's why I'm still begging people, I'm appealing for forgiveness. I want to say something that we shouldn't fool each other. There are people who are encouraging other people not to say anything, not to talk, not to say anything. Whoever tells you that, he's fooling you. I have my own experience. When I was working at the State House and when I was arrested, I cannot praise myself to say that I'm a good person, but during my career, I never insulted anybody, I never beat anybody, I have never done anything like that to any person. Even my friends who could have gone to my people, to my relatives, to my family and tell them that become Mr. So-and-so is so-and-so, those people decided to run away. They decided to abandon me. I know what I feel.
Bring testimony di Malik Jata Fanang, inata fana yendite. Watu ninga miano ninka si janka mol call, ni mol kadiam. But bring ninketa da America after nata detained in America because ya lwa benyame saying abenyame hani femfo ya jimela ko benyame femfo ila koto ila kaitol juberek. Ye toje rek like kule ketaten rek if any allegation about ya jemme in the Gambia. When
I was in America, I was also detained there after Malik Jata's testimony, because in America, if they hear anything about Yaya Jammeh and deemed that you were involved, well, you will be detained. This is what happened to me in America. I was detained there.
And telephone calls all try to look up model Kilikafoko. Alimma call Aleta Nindulato Alimma Pro. When
I came home, I tried to make phone calls to certain people to tell them to help me and do some certain things for me.
anu mollo mi alon ko ino wato min ambije America jenke makoy ko pol be kila.
And those people, when I was in America, I was helping them, doing things for them.
But bring nkoy ko rekali mako nyina rekali nyi rek be borte bu ko nakol solta.
So when I appealed to them to help me and do certain things for me, they even stopped taking my calls. They all abandoned me.
So wala rek mba sutani la le pru mo nkana nyo nene yena nan jang iko e banka diam min ketayla o min ketayte min longeno e ko eta fola o e man tonya fo wala e fem mabo aketa nyo nyabe lon nale.
This is why I said let's not fool each other. Things that you've done or you've known or you have gone through, and you come here and refuse to tell the truth, that's very bad. Come and tell the truth. I think that's the only way things should go. And those people who tell you if you go there don't talk or don't tell the truth or don't say anything, if anything should happen to you, those are the first people who will run away from you. So I will stop here. I decided to come home by myself.
Mr. Sanneh, you put you on the final order. I'm ready to go.
When I was informed in America that we put you on the final order for you to go home, I said I will go. When they brought in my papers, they told me whether I'm going to sign it. I said yes, I will sign the papers. I signed all those documents. They asked me whether I am ready to board the plane. I said yes. I said yes, I'm ready. I want to go home. Well, also after boarding the plane, then they knew that this man is ready to go.
Because America if in yela title sign, you have to say
because the American law, even after signing your document and you suddenly turn and said no, I don't want to go back. After boarding the plane and said no, I will not go. I want to go. Come down. They won't force you. They won't tie you up. They won't do anything to you. They will take you and change your detention status. If you are in an open detention, they will take you to a tight detention. And that's how you will stay there. Well, it is not worth that. So
discouraging the kafumo ko kana tonya fo kana diam womol e wol la fila.
Well, those who come and tell you when you go don't tell the truth, don't speak, don't do that, don't do that, those people don't like you. They are just fooling you.
Modo sotota
there was a person,
akonye ko
he told me
ibetala testify la.
You are going to testify.
Akonye ko ya mwele ko ya fole ko UN ya approve ya Jamaica senane.
And told me that UN has approved that Yaya Jammeh is coming back.
Ngayo ko alkanyo nene janne.
I told him you are fooling each other here.
Ngayo ko ni wole batindala eno alesi ya alman sonka tonya fo or anything.
If that's what's keeping you sitting down here and you refuse to tell the truth,
ngayo ke fanene
you are fooling yourself.
Where
I am in America and I know how his things are here. If people are fooling each other saying Yaya is coming, he is coming, they are just worrying themselves. That man is looking for a place where he can run and hide. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of him. I went with him, I traveled with him, then I decided to dump him and go my way. And I came back to the Gambia. I'm still not afraid of him. If anybody wants to take up his affairs with you, you are just worrying yourself. That's what I have to tell the people, so that people will know That man is looking for where to run and hide. He's looking for a place where he can run and hide. To say that he is coming, he is coming. That's why some people are afraid. They are fooling themselves. That's what I want to make very clear here. I want people to hear that.
So
I will stop here.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Sanneh. Thank you for coming to testify before the We are very grateful to you. This brings us to the end of the public hearing. And as I announced earlier, we would close this meeting, and then the committee on reconciliation would take over with the reconciliation event that I had announced with Mr. Sanneh Sabally and Mr. Edward Singate, who are going to be participating in that. Bless you. Who are going to be participating in that event.
Saying chairman ko bi lungo siwobe danna janne bari bitum kolu mambanjang katu mufula sotonta men ya lonko ipareta pour ka say nyokan ka muru nyokan ka bariya choki kadia wala keta Sanneh Sabality aning Edward Singate so committee o mem marta o say nyokan o kunyalla bitum wolle fanalu be ko tamandila say ning janjango keta wo bengole fanambina kala jang wala na commission le chairman ayole kankulaten sang aya fole num bari asayta wala kanten pour molu salonko wala bina kala.
Thank you. And Chairman, are we ready for the event?